Welcome back to Python 1. In this video, we will explore Python lists. You've already learned how to store values in variables. Lists take this one step further. They can store many related items. Items can be added or removed, and they are stored in order. As you will see, having the items listed in order is very useful. We will learn how to create an empty list, create a non-empty list, add items to a list, parse items using the for loop, access list items via their indices, and pop, which means remove and return items from the lists. Lists can include numbers, Boolean values, text strings, and even other lists. We will create lists that remember sensed data, such as the turtle's position or a detected color. Lists can be initialized or started as empty lists or as non-empty lists. Let's create an empty list named colors. Notice that there are no spaces between the square brackets. Now the list exists and is ready to receive items. We can also initialize a list with items in it, which makes it a non-empty list. Each item in a list is indexed. The first item is indexed as 0, the second as item 1, and so forth. It is a common programming practice to start with 0 rather than 1. Now we know the exact position of each item in the list. We can print the list, or select items to be printed by calling the index value. Why did the program print green instead of red? Remember, the index list starts at 0, so 1 represents the second item on the list, which is the color green. To parse or read a list, we can also make use of a for loop. For I in colors, print I. Notice that the for loop prints out one color on each line as it goes through the list. It's easy to examine each list item. Now let's look at adding and removing items from lists. The default behavior of a list is LIFO, or last in, first out. New items are added to the end of the list, and the last item added is also the first item to be removed. Think of building a stack of books. The last one is on top, and that will also be the first one you remove. How do we add and remove items? We use the list method append to add an item and pop to remove an item. Let's add purple to our color list. Colors.append, and in parentheses, purple. And we'll print out our new list. There it is at the end of the list. Now let's remove an item. Colors.pop, our parentheses. Which color will be removed? If you guessed purple, then you understand the default last in, first out behavior. Now when we print our list, purple will be missing. However, we aren't restricted to LIFO. For example, we could remove an item using its index value. Colors.pop, and this time we will put a 0 in our parentheses. Which color will be removed this time? Red, of course, our color with the index of 0. Let's end our introduction to Python lists by exploring how we can use lists in for loops with our drawing turtle. I'm going to rewrite our list as color commands instead of text strings so that we can use them to draw lines. Let's step through the script to see how the lines are called from the list. There's our red command with a red line, then green, then blue, and finally purple. The index of the for loop works through the indices of the list. In this video, we learn how to initialize empty and non-empty lists, print all or part of a list, use index values to work with specific items in a list, parse or read a list using a for loop, add items to a list using the append method, remove items from a list using the pop method. We tried a simple example today with a for loop and a list of color commands. In our next video, we will look at different list applications.